back, everybody, to LIV Fantasy Football Podcast, episode number double uno, number 11. We're here. I'm your host, Ethan, here with co-host and Commissioner Mike Barb. We are missing our second co-host today. He actually, unfortunately, had to call in sick. But we got an awesome guest in here today. We got Aaron, our last guest from our league, finally made time for us. He doesn't hate us. Like I said last week, may have hated us. He doesn't now. Aaron, what's up, man?
What's going on, guys? How's the night going?
Lesson learned. Bullying people into doing things you want them to do does work.
Yeah, sometimes.
So jabs.
Doesn't work for trades, apparently, but.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently not.
Well, without further ado, we'll get into our little league recap here. As you can see, we got the scores pulled up. Barb, are there any games you want to quickly go over?
Well, we'll start, we always start from the top left. Ethan, we'll cut to you for this one. It's a tough loss.
Yeah. I had a couple guys out. My wide receiver one was out, St. Brown. I think that's kind of what killed me this week. And then also Kelsey dropping a 4. So, yeah, just a tough week for me. Congrats, Chase.
Yeah.
Congrats.
And then we have my game. I'm on a 2-game winning streak, folks. Look out. My playoff chances have gone from 1 to 11%.
It's getting hot.
You're saying there's a chance.
Hey, look, I have more of a chance than Adam, apparently, for whatever reason.
Don't you have, 3 less wins than him? 2 less wins than him?
1 less win than that.
Just only one.
Oh.
Just only one. Now, 2 games out of the playoffs, though.
You better ride that streak, Barb.
I know, I got
Aaron, you're the first known case of surviving the John curse. You scored under 100 and somehow still beat John. Insane.
True. And you were real close to losing. The Jets defense, 9 yards or 1 point allowed away from losing you that point.
Dude, trust me, I was at work checking the group chat every single minute. It sucked. I couldn't watch that game.
Honestly, it's better for you. You didn't watch the game. It was fucking terrible.
Because I checked the score, and I was like, how do they even have 10 points being down, 9 to 20 or whatever it was? But, hey, they did what they had to do.
Look, win to win, you got past the John curse. It's hurt a lot of people so far. It's hurt 5 people specifically.
It really has. And then, hopefully I avoid it this week. And then we're going to move on to the next game. It's just a tough week for Matt. Stephon Diggs trade gets vetoed. He loses to Adam, was in the shit spot. Nothing could go right for him.
I have a question. Is that the first trade to get vetoed?
Yeah.
In this league currently, yes. That is first trade to get vetoed. And for those who don't know about the trade, for those that aren't locked into this league, it was Stephon Diggs, it was Gerald Everett, and it was Ezekiel Elliott getting traded away for Devonta Smith, Cole Kmet, and Chuba Hubbard. That was a trade. Got vetoed by the league, and we don't really need to go too much more into it. So, yeah, just wasn't a good trade for one side. It was a great trade for the other.
And it wasn't a good week as well for Matt because, like I said, he took an L.
Ended in a veto. But it was a good week. These last 2 games, we have David and Joe both putting up over 130 when nobody else put up more than 122.
Yeah. David, highest score of the week. And honestly, everyone, like I said, David's team is getting Monty back. A-Chain's coming back next week, I believe. This could be a scary team.
Very scary. And on top of that, I believe Cooper Kupp will put up 6.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp with Stafford. Stafford, apparently, Rams are really liking him to come back next week. So, maybe Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua start actually performing again.
Who knows?
On the other side, though, Colin's team.
Yeah.
Tough week for Colin.
It was a struggle for Colin's team.
Yeah.
And then in the game of the week.
Not the lowest score of the week, though.
That is true, wasn't it?
Not the lowest score of the week.
But the other thing, Joe, huge matchup. He has not been scoring points, and he finally turned it around.
I think last week was huge for him getting the win against, I believe you played David last week, right?
No, Joe was playing Josh.
No, last week.
Oh, yes, he was playing David.
Yeah, so that was a bounce back game for Joe, and then Joe came into this game. He was amped up. He was ready to go.
And, Josh was number 1 in the power rankings last week, and, he got shellacked.
He did get shellacked. So we'll have to see
maybe,
what ends up
maybe
happening.
Things change up because of that.
Josh was number 1 last week?
In
He
the power
was,
rankings,
yeah.
he was.
He was. He overtook your spot you had for a week. Must be a tough thing to see, but who knows? Maybe things will turn around.
Maybe.
As long as I'm above that line, I'll be happy.
Gotcha. Well, we have a few awards we like to give out weekly. We have our most efficient, least efficient managers. Congrats, David. Most efficient this week. And per usual, John, least efficient because
And he would have
this is
won.
himself.
He would have won. He would have won. He had more max
Won.
points than Aaron.
Highest
Joe.
points in a loss and lowest points in a win. Those usually go out to Barb and John. I mean, they are runaway favorites, but this week they somehow avoided it. And that's purely because of you, Aaron. Aaron, you prevented John from getting lowest points in the win.
You did.
Hey, somebody had to do it.
And Adam got the win against Matt. And Matt put up 108. So just, I mean, not a great week for the top six for actually looking at it, but
Was I the only one that got a win in the top six?
I believe so. Let's see. It was
Chase.
No, Chase. Well,
Chase and you. And maybe some mix up in that group chat. Like I said, that the two group chats.
Maybe the upper echelon in the poverty programs. Maybe see a little.
Be seeing some new names.
Ethan, I'm not gonna lie. I see some of the people in the poverty program. They've been catching up to everyone in the top.
See, what they don't know is we send all the good bets in the upper echelon, and then all the bad ones.
Damn, that's pain.
It's facts. So, well, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into questions.
It's beer 30.
And for this week, we actually don't have any call-ins. We decided to take a break from that.
We do have questions.
But we do have questions nonetheless.
We do have some questions.
I think I'm going to go ahead and start.
And these questions, I was gonna say, folks, just to get you to maybe know the guest a bit more, we're each gonna ask our guest a question, and then he'll also get to ask us a question each as well.
Yeah. So Aaron, my question is,
yes, sir.
How exactly did you get involved in your FanDuel stuff, and how has it grown to this level where you're basically profiting every time you play?
Pretty much I've been doing it for a very long time. Since right when I graduated high school. I've always done fantasy. Me and Matt have always been in a fantasy league since high school or middle school even. So fantasy sports have kind of always been my thing. Following trends and numbers and certain things like that is pretty easy to me on FanDuel because there's only certain players that are going to play well every night almost. So, just sticking with it, having teams that you want to bet on and not avoiding certain teams that that you're not going to win on is a big key. Just sticking to really what you know and not trying to bet on things that you don't really know in fantasy.
Yeah, just taking the air out of it. I like that.
Yeah, I've done basketball since I've done fantasy, FanDuel, DraftKings, whatever it was always basketball.
Yeah. So if anybody is in need of a FanDuel expert, Aaron is locked in. He's good at it.
He's got David already. He's got David.
Yeah. I think the last 2 or 3, this week, I know I've gotten at least a top 100 finish.
Yeah.
Out of 2,000 or 3,000. So
he's locked in.
He's locked in and loaded. And then Aaron, do you have a question for Ethan?
Ethan, out of all of your Minnesota sports teams, I'm assuming you like them all. If you could see a team go back-to-back champions, so let's say a hockey, then basketball, or basketball, then baseball, or you had to pick 2 different teams from 2 different sports, who would you want to go back-to-back?
I think I know this answer. I think I know this answer for you.
Because that means, but then the other teams don't win for another 10 years.
For another 10 years, you just mean ongoing.
Yeah, that's fair, but there's no guarantee at all. So you pick 2 teams to go back to back, but then the rest of your Minnesota teams aren't going above 500 for the rest for another. decade.
They won't even make the playoffs for the next 10 years.
No, they're going at 500.
Gosh. Well, obviously I'm picking Vikings for one of them. I have to.
No,
it would shut up a lot of jokes.
Oh gosh, finally just win one. And then
I mean, even the Jets have one.
But then you could
I'm
have the best team that year, and then, you're never going to win again for another decade.
It's fine. It's fine. Look, I'll take at least one. That's all I care about is getting that first one. So give me the Vikings. And the second one I'm actually going to take the Minnesota Wild.
Really?
I like them more than the Timberwolves. State of hockey, and the state of hockey needs a freaking Stanley Cup. Okay? We haven't got one as the Wild. All right, the North Stars, I believe, got one, but then they moved to Dallas, so it doesn't really count. So yeah, give me the Vikings and give me the Wild, and I believe that those are close enough. Like when's the Stanley Cup playoffs? Is that in March?
Also during like the NBA.
Oh, they're at the same time. Okay, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, give me the Vikings, give me the Wild. I think that'd be electric.
Okay, and then Aaron, my question for you is, you and Ethan have had an ongoing rivalry about your bowling skills, and who do you actually think is the better bowler?
Ooh, so to
Don't
be
lie.
very real, I mean, for a while there, I was going bowling like every weekend when I first started working at Wawa and had a little bit of money, like extra money. I was going out like every weekend, and bowling was the one thing that we did. And then after about a month of doing it, I rolled about I think it was like 220 or 230. So I was getting up there, and I feel like if I would have stuck with it, I probably could have been hitting like 250, 260 by next few months. So I feel like if he had his practice and I had my practice, I feel like I would beat him. That's just me.
Okay. No, okay.
I do have my own ball.
Oh,
I don't know what my ribbons are, but I have my custom ball.
Yep.
I'll try and find it after our break.
I have mine from when
if I
I'm
have anything.
6, and it was like a 6-pound ball. I still have it.
Yeah, so I'll try and bring that up during the break.
I will get my bowling ball as well.
So yeah, we're all gonna come back with a bowling ball after the break. But Aaron, what's your question for Barb before we get into the bets?
Barb, if you could have one video game remade of all time, so any Madden, any FIFA, any Nintendo, any Wii game be made again, what would it be?
I would say NCAA football, but they're making it.
Yeah.
So my second answer is NCAA basketball.
Solid answer.
Because I used to play the shit out of that. I was gonna say I would just take, regardless of what college game, I always would take a bad team. I take like a Texas Southern, a team from like the HBCU conferences, and I would make them a national power.
Imagine a dynasty in that.
Yeah, you could do dynasties in college basketball one too. There's a lot players leave as well, but it's a lot easier because you didn't have to recruit as much. Way less people per roster.
True.
But I always enjoyed it. And I mean, Aaron, you've been in a basketball, a 2K League online franchise with me. You know my dominance.
Yeah,
humble folks.
usually are the one in control though. So
Yeah, that to be fair, Ethan, look, all I'm gonna say is last dynasty we were in, we did a custom draft and we played a 5-minute quarter game and I beat Matt by 60.
That's tough.
I have the picture as well.
We don't need to see.
104 to 44, by the way.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, so basketball games were my game. So I almost missed NCAA basketball as much as NCAA football.
Wow. You just missed NCAA video games.
I do. They're fun. They're way more enjoyable. Like I just started playing MLB Power Pros again. Fucking throwback to that game on the Wii.
Oh man. Well, go ahead and let's get into the previous bets from last week.
Yeah, so we're gonna catch some people up here. Ethan, so close.
Yeah.
So close to a positive week.
Yeah. If I just wasn't stupid and put one unit on the Oklahoma State over instead of 2, which I realized is the reason I went negative. I just would have fixed that. We went all right. But I didn't, and I'm dumb. So we went negative, but we're still positive over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, and then
I'm fine with it.
Another positive week for me. 3 in a row. Highest
Three
positive
straight.
person this week. And I hit on both my 2-unit bets. I mean, Bama was a lock. The Chiefs were a lock. I should have put 7,000 units on the Bengals. The Bills are fucking trash. And our guest.
Josh Allen needs to pick it up.
Yeah, he's thrown the most interceptions throughout the NFL in the past
Yeah,
5 years.
yeah.
Gotta
And
figure it out.
all I want to say is congrats to Chase. Got the guest back on track.
Yep.
Or another positive week.
Well,
Barely.
no,
because
John was positive too. I think Griff again is the only negative guest that we've had.
we don't acknowledge John.
Oh,
We don't acknowledge John. Yeah, but Chase, great job hitting your parlay.
that was
His
sweet.
parlay hit.
Parlay. I mean, he only did a
Yeah.
3-legger. We normally do like 7, which fucks us.
Well, we're trying to get over 1,000.
Yeah.
So
His
And then-
parlay hit, but his 3 straight bets lost there.
Yeah, Chase doesn't know college. We expected that. Tragic. And then Matt's not here to do his rundown, but
I'm Matt today. Let's look it over.
Yeah. So Aaron, do you want to talk about your second lock of the year in USC plus 3.5 that lost you 12.5 units that did not hit?
That was actually the one I was most confident in. I voiced my expressions and how confident I was in that. And you know what? At the end of the day, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. I lost that day.
And also
That's right.
screw Caleb Williams for that trash ass.
Yeah,
throw
screw
again
Caleb
today.
Williams. That throw will haunt.
I don't want to talk about it.
And then not only that, you took an LSU under again, and it again didn't hit.
Hey,
You got to stop doing
I got
that.
the video clip for it. I may
That is
put
a
it in
great
this.
video.
I may put
I
it
got
in
it.
this podcast.
I got an
We'll see.
inside guy. He's an LSU expert. He knows
He was telling you
everything.
not to bet the under, though. He was saying bet the over.
Sometimes I don't
I'm
listen.
trying to bet the over. You didn't listen.
Yeah, you didn't listen to him. However, though, good job on the Clemson pick. Your straight bets for the
Oh, he had
that
USC
pick-
as lock of the year. He
second
really put
lock of
that-
the year as well.
He
Yeah.
put,
had
he put that to that.
Yeah, he also had the LSU Auburn under as his first lock of the year, and that did not hit either.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Hey,
good
you know
job on the
what's
straight bets.
tragic? I mean, USC covers, and Matt is going to be up. Honestly, 20 units. If I'm doing math correctly, probably
You
not.
add
but-
22.5, so he'd be up
Yeah.
about 19, maybe.
Well,
18,
plus
like
his
8.
parlay, right?
Yeah, plus the parlay would have hit as well. So
Yeah.
he's up like
Which
yeah,
24.
he was
USC
up
with the
huge.
one broken leg.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's a tough week. But hey, look, it happens,
hey, there's
Um,
more games this week, buddy.
and
Um,
he made it. He made up for it. He made up for it all the other plays. Can you imagine if he ended up losing more? Because he definitely could have. And he
Like I
ended up
said,
making it up.
that 3-unit bet on Bama money line was just a good one, a solid one.
Very good.
Damn, he took a Bama money line.
Yeah, Bama money, and like look at the pay the price one. All his big favorite bets hit. A solid bet. Matt's pay the
he's
price
good at what he
parlay
does.
has been killing it. It's been killing it.
Good at what he does. We will
Lock
miss
of
him
the
for
year's
his
happening.
rundown this week.
Yeah,
But
we won't have
we
any
get to
bets
run
for
down
him.
our bets.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
yeah.
So with that,
with that being said, so Ethan, we're gonna start with you here. We've got the Packers and the Steelers. Shout out to our boy David. We always
Shout
always
out.
try and throw in some games for them because like why not? And the Steelers were a slight favorite. Obviously the
Yep.
lines changed, but they were a 3.5-point favorite when I sent you it, and they
Yep.
were the over under was 39.5.
yeah, I don't like over-unders in the NFL too much, unless it involves this team right here. Hint, hint. Give me Green Bay money line. I think the Steelers are frauds, just like another fantasy person in this league that we have.
John.
Shout out John. He is the Steelers of our league, and he pointed me to this. Green Bay money line, plus 140. I like it a lot, but I've only got one unit on it because I also don't trust Green Bay either. I hate them. I honestly hate both. But if I'm going to take it, I have to take Green Bay money.
And then Aaron, what about you? What'd you pick for this game?
For the Green Bay game,
Yeah, for the Green Bay Pittsburgh game.
I'm pretty sure I got Green Bay in that one also. I don't think the Steelers are what they used to be right now.
All right.
With
Yeah.
the whole Pickens situation and all that, it seems like he's not happy, and Kenny's not playing up to par right now. I think Green Bay's got that.
All right. Nice. Yeah. Aaron gave me his pick was the under for that game.
I'm
Aaron
sending you the screenshot.
Yeah, Aaron going with Aaron going with a low. Yeah, Aaron going with a low scoring game.
I think Green Bay is gonna win, and I don't think it's gonna be a very high scoring game though. So
It'll probably end like 17-10. I can see that.
yeah.
I think you're both just wrong on that. Give me the Steelers. Give me them to cover. And this is I believe, my 2-unit bet. 2-unit bet. You know, look, all I'm going to say is this. Ethan, you should love me for saying this. The Packers are terrible. The Vikings are better than the Packers. I said it.
You're right.
That's true.
And you know what? The Steelers defense will probably have like 7 sacks. TJ Watt will have a pick 6. The Steelers are going to win this game like 20-10, and 2 of those touchdowns the 2 touchdowns will be defensive.
Wow.
But the Steelers are going to win this game.
Iowa-like game, black and yellow represent.
Yeah, the Steelers are just B-Tech Iowa. Iowa did it better and originally. The Steelers did it second. So all I'm going to say is give me that. And like I said, Matt's not here. He didn't send in any bets either. So assume he picked the wrong one.
What do you?
He's off this week.
Yeah, Matt's off this week. He took a vacation.
Matt
next
would take
game,
it though.
Barb,
Yeah,
I want you to open this game up.
Okay.
It was San Francisco, Jacksonville we had.
Mhm.
And I don't know what our over-under was, what the line was, but you have that information. And I want you to start this one.
So it was 45.5. Believe I took under 43.5. This is gonna be a low scoring game. In my opinion. I think the Niners are gonna pull it out. And I think they pull it out in like I want to say like I don't know why I'm just not feeling a lot of points. I'm feeling a lot of punts. I'm feeling the Niners pull this one out like a 17 to like 14 or like a 20-17 game. I don't know. I'm just feeling a really low scoring. They get Debo back apparently, according to our inside sources, aka Joe.
Mm-hmm.
But
Joe knows all.
I don't know. I just don't have a lot of faith in the offenses in this game. Maybe that can be turned around, but yeah, I'm just seeing a low scoring game.
Okay.
And then Aaron, what about yourself?
Okay.
Yeah.
I have Jacksonville. I have the Jacksonville money line. I think Jacksonville at home is very good. I think even though they get them, the 49ers are getting, you said Debo's coming back.
Yep.
I don't have a lot of faith in Brock Purdy. I really don't. Week 1 I did. Right now I'm not riding too high on Brock Purdy. I wouldn't take him in any fantasy lineups of betting wise, like FanDuel. He's not producing very well. I don't think he goes into Jacksonville and gets the win. So I got Jacksonville's money line.
Aaron, I'm quite the opposite.
Oh.
I think this is a get right game for the 49ers. I think with Debo Samuel coming back, Brandon Ayuk stepping up to his role, Christian McCaffrey finally being back, and I would say fully healthy at this point. Brock Purdy now has stars around him like he did to begin the year. He's going to show up and he's going to show out. All right. I understand Jacksonville's got a good defense, which is why I took the spread down from 4 to 3. I like 3 a lot more than I like 4 because 4 means you have to win by more than 2 goals, and I'm not sure that.
Good math.
So yeah, I've got San Francisco -3 in this game. A get right game against Jacksonville. That's what I got.
And then our last NFL game, Ethan, you're gonna go last here. Aaron, we're gonna start with you here. We had the Saints at Minnesota. The over/under was 41.5. The spread was Saints -2.5.
I got the Minnesota. I got the under though. I got Minnesota under 41.5. They're going to get the win, but I believe it's going to be in an ugly way. I'm a huge Dobbs. I like Dobbs. I think he's a great player. He's bounced around. Yeah. The guy works for freaking NASA, so I think figuring out football should be all right for him. Especially the Vikings playbook. But I think Minnesota gets the win, but I think it's going to be kind of ugly. I don't think it's going to be a real for TV type of win.
That's fair. Ethan, how's your aerospace degree treating you? Do you also work for NASA?
I work for Boeing, which is associated with NASA. I work on the Space Launch System, which is rockets. So yeah, me and Josh Dobbs got a lot in common.
A whole lot.
Except he's a lot better at football.
That's fair. I also took the Vikings money line in this. This is a big plus bet for me here. I like Josh Dobbs as well. I like him more than Derek Carr. Derek Carr's probably the second best quarterback on the Saints too, which is funny. Give me Taysom Hill starting, guys. Come on, we all want it. Everyone wants Taysom Hill. Like you just got to give it to us. And unfortunate for my guy Josh. The Ethan Josh rivalry in this game. It's there for the game, but I'm gonna take the Vikings at home. They'll do their dumb skull chant.
It's not dumb. It's intimidating.
That they stole from the Icelandic fans during the Euros, but they won't say that.
We didn't steal it. We asked them if we could use it, and they were like, "Of course, we love the Vikings." So yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, without
give me the
further
Vikings.
ado,
Yeah. Ethan, what about your pick?
I'm actually riding with Aaron on. Okay. I know from experience, I can't bet for the Vikings. And I also can't bet against the Vikings because no matter what I choose, it ends up losing. But I have found out I can take over-unders. And I'm riding with the under. I completely agree with Aaron. This is the ugly game. I think the defenses are going to play a lot better. And I think the offenses are going to struggle a little bit. And yeah, I think the Vikings are going to come out on top, but I can't bet that.
Why don't you just bet the other team every time then? It would guarantee you a championship.
And that's a great point. But I have to legitimately be pulling for the other team to win. And I don't.
And then
so yeah, I got the under that one.
And then into our college games. This game was specifically picked to be part of by Matt. So we'll start with you on it, Ethan. We got Michigan at Penn State, and Michigan was a 5-point favorite. Over-under was 45.5. How do you feel this one going?
I'm so confident in how good Michigan is throwing the ball, that I'm taking a -6.5. Give me Michigan -6.5. I think this is a touchdown game. I think Penn State can hang with both Ohio State and Michigan. They proved it year and year again. Give me Michigan -6.5. Easy one.
And you know what, Ethan? I fully agree with you on this. I also took Michigan -6.5, and I don't even think they need to steal the signs. Drew Aller's just going to throw the fucking ball to their defender. Drew Aller is against Ohio State, I said he was better than Kyle McCord. He's making me doubt him. And that Ohio State game really made me disappointed in Drew Aller. And, does he bounce back at home against an elite defense? Absolutely fucking not. This man's going to throw 2 picks. Michigan's going to win this game 27-17. And, it's not a whiteout. It's at noon. We went to a big noon game last year for the Penn State. And honestly, they choked it and they fell apart in the fourth, and their crowd was kind of dead. And now speaking of that, we saved you for last, Aaron, because you took Penn State money line here.
Yeah, I like the home team. I always like the home team. That's a plus odd. So far, especially in basketball, it's been paying off. I know it's 2 different things, but the mindset, of picking the home team, especially in college, is a little bit more fan involved. You get pretty loud there at Penn State. I don't really know much about either team. That's what I'm going by. I think Penn State, though, will get the win. I would put $10 on them to win.
Okay, and then Aaron with our biggest minus bet of the year in the next game. We got Ole Miss at Georgia. Georgia was a 10.5-point favorite, and the over-under is 58.5. Aaron took Georgia money line. I think this was a -470. But Aaron's going with the safe bet.
I believe in safe and keeping my money safe. And if Georgia loses, I think the whole country is going to burn to the ground. So
that's fair. Ethan, what about you? Ethan, what about you on this one?
I don't know if they're going to burn the country to the ground if Georgia loses.
A lot of people that bet their money on it would.
But no, give me the over in this game. I like points in this game. I like it a lot. Ole Miss's defense isn't good, but their offense is fantastic. So, yeah, it's only 58.5. Teams just have to get at least 30, and honestly, I can see them getting 35, 40. Georgia maybe gets 45.
You think Ole Miss gets 35?
I think Georgia can put up 45, and Ole Miss doesn't have to get 30.
Yeah, I think God, I forgot.
So I
I
got the
believe
over
I took
58.5.
50. I believe I took 50.5 or maybe 58 or 57. I'm in the
You got
same range.
58.5.
Yeah, I'm picking the over in this one. I think Georgia's gonna win this game 35-24. I almost think like the exact spread, like Vegas is gonna hit this game almost on the head. Like a 35-24 game. Maybe not super comfortable win from Georgia, probably in like a one possession game going into the fourth. You're gonna just kind of pull away in the fourth, and Ole Miss on their last drive will probably just either turn the ball over, they won't get the first down to end it. And yeah, I just like Georgia in this one.
That's in Georgia, right?
It's in Georgia as well. It's a night game. It's game day. I'm not
In
gonna pick
Athens.
against. I'm not gonna pick against them.
No.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
you take over-unders.
Yeah. And then the last one, we've got USC at Oregon. Oregon's was a 15-point favorite. Line change, obviously. Over under was 73.5. And I took Oregon minus 13.5. Just because just in case they only win by 2 touchdowns, I took a half point.
Yep.
So yeah, I got him 13.5. I think this is an easy win for them though. Honestly, I probably shouldn't have bought any points. I should have probably bumped it up to 20.5, but
Ooh.
I was a scared bitch today. Not gonna lie.
A little bit.
Yeah,
Little
Ethan, what about
bit.
you here?
No, I agree with you, Barb. It's the quack attack. It's bodacious. Give me Oregon minus 14. I didn't drop it down that extra half because I don't care if it pushes. Give me 14, minus 130, 1 unit. Book it.
And then Aaron, you're taking a ballsy one in Oregon USC. You're taking the under.
I'm taking the under. I think both defenses are very good.
Julian.
And I think with last week, the way how many points did USC score last week? Like 40.
They scored 42 and gave up 52.
Okay. As you can tell, I pay a lot of attention to college football.
Aaron, you knew they didn't cover 3.5, but you knew they scored 40.
Hey.
How much do you think they got?
Focus. Let Aaron speak. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that's all I have to say. That's really all I have to say about that game.
73.5 is a lot of points, Aaron. Honestly,
that is a lot of points. I see
kind of
70.
agree
Alright,
with
you
you on
know,
this. I'm going to
I
kind
see
of agree with
70
that.
out of a football
There's a reason I kind of
Yep.
agree with this. Let me get to it. It's because Oregon's defense is actually really good. I don't think USC scores enough points to help Oregon cover that 73.5.
Yeah,
That's what I think is going to happen.
All right, then Aaron, we're going to start with you on your parlays. It's a plus 628.
Parlay rundowns.
Parlay rundown. Give us your rundown.
So I got William and Mary.
In basketball
Minus
tonight,
1.
interesting. That's
Yeah,
a tonight game, folks. You will not be able to take that bet, folks. That is tonight.
Yeah, sorry, you
You take the rest
have
of
to
it.
have a time machine.
Can't
I
take
got
those.
Auburn money line. I got the Bills money line, and then I got Liverpool money line.
Yeah,
Never
good
walk
soccer
alone.
bet. That's true. Never walk alone. I'll go next. I got a plus 1340 there. I got the Liverpool money line as well. I love the bet. And the Bills money line. Me and Aaron thinking alike.
Never walk alone.
Michigan minus 4.5. I'm just going to take the spread. Washington minus 9.5 against Utah. Utah doesn't have an offense. Kansas money line. Shout out Ethan's favorite second team.
I forgot to pick them this week.
Yep,
but
they're only like a
I
3.5 point favorite at home against Texas Tech. Fuck Tech, even though they throw tortillas
might
on the
add,
field.
I love Kansas.
Bama money line as well. Bama. And then FSU money line. Joe, shout out to you. FSU by 28. Miami's dog shit.
I couldn't agree more on the FSU pick. Here's my parlay lock, dude. I got Kyler Murray coming back even after the Call of Duty release. Money line. Cardinals,
Interesting.
book that. FSU money line because Miami sucks. Missouri money line. That's a big one. They're playing Tennessee at home. Tennessee's going to throw up a stinker in that game. Missouri coming off the close Georgia game is going to be at home. They're going to come out to play. They're going to be ready. And then I'm going to get into some unders here. Games that I just hate points in. Minnesota, Purdue, gross. Gross.
You're always an
46
over
and a
guy,
half.
though. You're always an over guy.
I usually am an over guy, but I had to pick a couple games this week where I was just like, these are going to be gross games, right? I got Minnesota, Purdue under 46 and a half, and then I also got Auburn, Arkansas under 48. I think both these offenses stink. So with that being said, give me the under 48. I think that's also a lock. This parlay, I've only got a half unit on it this week because I'm a little iffy on the Missouri money line and the Cardinals money line. But the rest of the stuff I really do trust. And those are my parlay locks. And honestly, you might want to take it. It's pretty good. It's only a half unit.
You know, Ethan, all I'm going to say is, hopefully my parlay hits this week and yours doesn't, so I can catch up a bit to you in our official unit standings.
Well, hey, speaking of catching, this episode is brought to you by Pokemon. Since 1996, Pokemon has continually released amazing main series games, including Fire Red, Leaf Green, Platinum, and my personal favorite, Emerald. They also have a wide variety of other fun games, including Pokemon Go, Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon Stadium, and one of my other favorite games, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. If you haven't had a chance to play either Emerald or Mystery Dungeon, get you an emulator.
Yo, how the fuck do we
It's
get
super
Pokemon?
fun. Super fun. Anyways, thank you again to Pokemon for all my childhood fun, and to the receivers out there in our fantasy leagues, be more like the Pokemon slogan, just catch them all.
Yo, Ethan, whose dick did you suck to get a Pokemon sponsorship?
Nobody. My buddy Meowth over at my desk told me that I should probably shout out Pokemon this week, and I decided to do that. But with that, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to go get our bowling balls. We're going to come back with our bowling balls, and we're going to see who actually is the better bowler really quick. Before we get into everybody's favorite segment, all right, be right back. All right, back from the break. Barb got his bowling ball.
Fucking sick bowling ball as well. It's fucking nasty. Look at this shit. I bowled like one strike with this thing.
Nice. Dude.
It weighs 8
Is that like
pounds.
candlestick
It's an 8-pound ball.
pin bowling? Like
No, real ball. Hey,
is that a skee ball?
this is actually my left nut. This is Lance Armstrong's left nut.
Oh, wow. Wow. Aaron, show off your ball really quick. Let's see it.
This is my Storm. I think it's either 12 or 13 pounds. I got it when I was like 15 or 16. The guy said I was going to grow into it and then I could resize the holes and everything. I haven't had it resized in about 10 years, so
Hey,
I
look,
kind of just roll it.
you always got to resize the holes.
There you go.
Yeah, I can palm it.
Whoa. Dude, how are you doing that?
Bro, can you juggle the ball?
That's cool. All right. I got to show off mine. And I kind of had the same thing. They said it would get fixed. It never got fixed. These holes are tiny. But yeah, I got this one. I got this little baby right here. It's nice. See,
When you went off screen with the ball, it looked like it.
Hold on. Wait, I'm sorry. Did the guy tell you would grow into the holes when they were already
No,
too small?
He said as you get older, you're gonna resize.
I was like, what kind of pedophile bullshit is this guy preaching to you guys?
But yeah, this is a solid 15-pounder here, fellas.
Meanwhile, this is an 8-pound ball.
Yours is a Storm too?
It is, yeah.
Mine's
Actually, no, it's a Scout.
mine just says Zoom on it. Zoom.
Would you take that from the bowling alley?
No, we bought it from the bowling alley when I was 8. Ethan, look, we're sponsored by Zoom.
You took it off the lane?
No.
Well, anyways,
like-
Aaron,
Why does that say Jensen Beach Bowl on it?
Oh, that's where we bought it.
Oh, okay. Why does it say property of Jensen Beach Bowl?
It was theirs. We bought it.
Oh, also with that bowling ball, I have 350 series, 150 game, 25.
You got a patch for a 150?
Yeah,
game?
dude, I bowled a
Hey,
150.
to be fair, it was a 163. All right, they just didn't have a specific patch for 160.
Oh, so you're in the 163 club?
Oh my god,
Never got to 169.
tragic. All right,
Have you
well,
been to school?
well, you know,
anyways,
boys,
without
we gotta
further
move on
ado,
to everyone's favorite segment.
Let's get into it.
All right,
Oh,
everyone's
my
favorite segment. It's the power rankings, and you know what?
Bang!
He's back in the shit spot, even after a
Oh,
win. It's get
no!
other free win. It's Adam.
No.
How do you guys feel about it? Even after a big win over Matt, still in the shit spot.
I think he's on a 1-game losing streaks. He's coming off of a win before that. Was he in the shitter last week?
Adam's been in the shitter for what, 3 weeks?
Oh, yeah, you're right. He has been in the shitter. I believe this is going to be one of my hot takes. I think Adam bumps up at least 2 spots next week.
Wow.
Wow.
Coming on strong. Nice.
Big one there, and then down 2 spots to 11. It's John's at down 5 and 4, and he's 11th.
Am I seeing this correctly? We have a 5 and 4 team at number 11. We have a 5 and 4 team at number 11
in this league.
Oh,
No, never mind. It's deserving. It's John. He's the Steelers of our league. There's a reason he's at 11. I don't care about his record. He's at 11.
Records don't matter.
That's true. And then coming in at number 10, we got a 4 and 5 Boss, 5, 6, 7, also down 2 spots. And boys, Collins' team, it was a struggle last week. I mean, he got beat down. It was painful. And Bijan's not been performing for him. This team is in desperate need of a Bijan comeback and to get a handoff inside the 5. Coming in number 9, up 2 spots, it's CD's Nuts, and that new logo did some great wonders for him. He gets a huge win, highest score last week.
Yeah, I think David's on a roll. I think he's going to be a real. We've all been saying he's going to make a real run at the playoffs, and I think he's doing it now. I think he continues his hot streak. I don't think he goes up too much. I think he stays in the bottom 6, but I think by the next couple weeks he will eclipse that top 6 spot.
All right, and then coming in number 8, also get your free wins here. 2 straight wins. This is the worst record team in our league, and he's up at 8.
Look, hey, 2 and 7. Again, records don't really matter. We have a 5, 14, 11. Power rankings wise, though, he's making a move and he's making it at the right time.
Just got to win out, baby.
All right, and then at number 7, down 1 spot, back into the bottom 6, and not here, unfortunately. It's our boy Matt Monchi, 12. And boys, tough lost him for last week. He lost to Adam in the shitter, and this week he's got a huge matchup with David. That's for a playoff spot.
For a playoff spot.
If you want another hot take, I think David steamrolls him. I'm just saying, that's a hot take.
All right, well, all right. Now that we've got these here, Aaron, we finally have you on. Whose logo do you like the best here?
Oh, out of these, I mean, I don't know if Ethan knows this, but I do rep Auburn. I do like the Auburn one. The Boz one is actually has some time put into it. Matt should have been in the bottom 6 just because of his logo.
Everyone agrees.
That's the only logo I didn't help make.
It is the only logo he has not helped make.
Barb, yours is very fitting.
Thank you.
And honestly, so is Adams. Adams is very well put together. A lot of thought put into his.
Exactly.
But my favorite out of those, I would probably have to say the Auburn one. That's very
Shout out, John. You got a good logo, man.
He does have a good logo. Not a great team. Almost got a worse team, but not a.
Sorry, John.
Yeah. So here's my thing. Aaron took my hot take that I've been saying for a while, that David's team is primed for a big run and making the playoffs.
He's doing it.
Making it to at least the semis. So I'm going to have to go with a different hot take here. Hottest take potentially here.
Uh-oh.
I think Colin ends the year as the shit spot.
The Enfuego take of the year, calling in the poopy boy.
I really don't like Bijan's usage by the Falcons.
I don't think anybody does.
No one does. Maybe Tyler Algier fantasy owners do like the usage. Unfortunately for Colin, he also had Tyler Algier for a while. Couldn't start him.
Is he still available? I'm pretty sure Algier is still available in our league.
Potentially. But he's got, not Adam. Wow, I'm so used to saying Adam for the shit spot. Colin's starting Kareem Hunt as well. Like, his receivers aren't anything special. Mark Andrews at tight end's pretty solid, but I mean,
he's starting Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, like Joe Burrow's been performing a lot better recently, but I mean, there's just nothing stand out worse with this team. Bijan hasn't had a top 15 running back performance since week 4.
No, he's been slacking.
They
haven't been using him though.
Yeah, and I assume Colin's going to throw Etienne into the lineup, obviously, but I don't know, man. This team's just Etienne's been the one bright spot for him, honestly. And that's literally it. Etienne's had 4 straight weeks as a top 5 running back before his.
He's probably one of the more solid producing running backs out there.
Yeah, Etienne's been great. So besides Etienne, though, Colin's really gotten not a great amount from his team, and I mean, it's a Bijan thing. He took the risk on Bijan, and
it paid off to start the year, but it doesn't pay off now, which kind of sucks.
and in the pre-drafting, I was very much questioning Bijan.
It is what it is.
I feel like more people were high on him than questioning him.
Oh, I know, but everyone was high on Bijan. I was questioning it.
You question everything, though, so that's fair.
Well, I'm going to get a couple things in here before we move on to the top 6, the prime 6, the best 6 in the league. I honestly think that David can crack the top 6 in the next 2 weeks. And Barb,
Don't you
I'm
fucking
surprised
dare.
you've.
Don't
I don't.
you
I'm
fucking
surprised
dare.
that you've made it out of the poop spot. You've yet to be in the poop spot, I believe. At 2-7, but I'm not kidding when I say this. If you do get 8 losses, the poop spot has to be coming because I feel like you would almost theoretically be eliminated from the playoffs.
I think I can lose one game from here on out. I probably have the luxury of one loss for the rest of the season.
What world are you living in, Barb?
But look,
Honestly, 6 and 8's probably making the playoffs in this league.
You can afford a loss, but everybody else in the league has to lose too.
John's not winning another game.
But shockingly, I'm actually going to put John in the poop spot. I think he ends up there. I think he ends the year at that spot. Despite what you say. I think John ends up there.
Also, Aaron, unfortunately, because of how our power rankings work and the points for thing, I'll probably never be in the poop spot.
No.
Yeah, you're probably right. I wanted to say something about David's team. He put up what 136, and
Yep,
he
high
also had 4 of his starters had a bye week last week also. So that's pretty impressive. And he also left a lot of points on the bench, and he has Arcane coming back. So I think his team is going to be up there, like genuinely.
Yeah, and you got to think Cooper Kupp only having 6.8 as well wasn't a great
That's.
But I mean, he did get 19 out of Baker.
Anyway.
He did get 19 out of Baker, which I think makes up for Cooper Kupp.
I agree with that.
But I think that.
All right, let's get us into the top 6, the best 6, the best part of this.
Coming in at number 6, we've got it's Sig ripping Batman. It's dug down 3 spots after a loss to Barb, and honestly, the sleeper power rankings hate this man's team.
Yeah, the sleeper power rankings are a little wonky. Doug's team, let's see, he put up a solid 76 last week. I mean, I don't know if he was thinking he's playing Barb. His team did not show up though.
A lot of bye weeks.
A lot of bye weeks. He had a lot of people in there that he usually doesn't have in there. But then he also 9 out of Swift. That's not ideal. 7 out of Herbert. That's
almost
also
as much as Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she probably could have done a lot better out there. His flex didn't get a lot out of his flex. He has Shaheed in there. He only got 520. So his team didn't really show up. I think he stays in the top 6, but I don't think he's going to eclipse the top 4 though.
All right, and then coming in at number 5, it's our boy Ethan. Auction draft Travis T.Y. is down a spot, sitting at 5 and 4.
Yeah, the tough loss to Chase Nugent 31 last week. Dropped him down a spot this week. Kind of sad about it, but hey, we're looking to bounce back, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully we stay at the top 6 for the loss. Probably drop him out.
All right, and then coming in at number 4, you know that logo, everyone. He's up 3 spots. It's Chase's game to go, and he's back and with a big win. Finally got some points going his way. Momentum may be building. Eckler kind of been doing decent lately. Devontae still sucks. But this team is still a great team. If he can get all the pieces going, this is arguably one of the best 2 teams in our league. Talent-wise, probably top 3. He just needs it to be consistent, and obviously he gets a huge reward, jumping from 7th to 4th with a big win. All right, and then at number 3, and it's a new logo for our man. He complained about it. He got a new one. It's Chase Nuggin, 31, under 500, sitting at number 3. That is big. The sleeper polls have this man number 1 in the power rankings, folks.
So Chase being at number 3 at under 500, it's a little wonky. We gotta admit. But I mean, he has a solid team. Lamar Jackson's been playing amazing. Josh Jacobs is kind of turning it on a little bit. Stevenson though, 22 out of Stevenson last week. That helped him a lot. Stevenson hasn't been doing so great. New England in general hasn't been doing so great. So a lot of his 10, 15 averaging point players really stepped up last week, it looks like, for him. As long as he can keep riding that and his players show up, that's all of fantasy. So
all right,
11 out of Lamar Jackson isn't good though. He was supposed to get 21. 11 isn't great, but
He
He
made
still
up
got-
for it with the running back.
He did make
still,
it.
yeah, he still got 44 out of his running back, so that's pretty good.
Yep. All right. And then moving on at number 2, we've got our boy Aaron with his Wawa logo. It's Chase is a verb. He's still at number 2.
Chase indeed is a verb.
That is true. And just want to point out, now the number 1 seed again in our league. But
Yes.
we're not having him at 1. He's down to 2.
Aaron, team is good, but it does heavily rely on Tyreek Hill playing well. Got away with one this week with Tyreek Hill not playing well, but again, this team, if Tyreek Hill's playing well, all the other players are consistent enough to get him easy wins. So that's why we got him at 2 and not number 1. I think it's just too heavily dependent on him.
And then at number 1, even with the loss, it's our boy Josh. It's J7 Bird. He's sitting at 5-4. And like I said, coming off a loss, but this man's team's got talent. Justin Jefferson on the IR. He'll be coming back. He's cleared to practice, but he said he's not coming back till he's 100%. This man's got Keenan Allen still. He lost to Joe.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Tony Pollard, however, I will say this, his running backs, Kamara's been great. Tony Pollard has been a bit of a disappointment since the beginning of the year, starting off hot. He needs to get rid of Geno for the love of God.
He's starting Geno Smith.
He's always starting Geno. He's a Geno.
Hey, Geno the GOAT.
Geno the GOAT. But
Ride or
like
die,
I said,
yeah, fair.
he's got probably, with Justin Jefferson coming, if he comes back healthy, and even with Jordan Addison, you could make the debate, but the number 1 receiving core in our league.
Yeah.
And with Kamara, that's a solid number 1. Tight end's been a bit iffy as well, but this is a great team. And
Without
just
a doubt, this team is scary.
to let you guys know, update to the sleeper power rankings. Aaron's down to 10, Doug's down to 9, and Ethan and Chase have switched from 1 and 2. Ethan's now 1 in the sleeper power rankings. Get an update to them.
Ethan's 1, and I have
I
a
hate
better
that.
record?
Yeah, Ethan is
hate
now
that.
considered number. So sleeper has 2 power rankings. I'm gonna just let people in on that.
Where
They
do
both-
they have Chase at? That's what I want to know.
Chase is 2nd. They had Chase fall down to 2.
They have
So-
Chase at 2nd,
Yep.
but
so
then they have Ethan at
1.
whoa. Okay.
So just so you guys know, sleeper does have 2 power rankings. We decided to only use one of them. They have a rest of the season outlook power ranking, which we
The
use,
one we use.
and then they have a current week power ranking, which this week, they actually have Aaron as the worst team in the league this week. They think Aaron's team will be the worst in the league.
I could
Tyreek
see that.
Hill
if
is
Doug
out.
might-
Yeah,
My
Tyreek Hill's on
running
a bye.
Oh,
Isn't Tyreek-
Yeah.
Aren't the Dolphins? Yeah, the
It's heavily
Dolphins are on a
dependent on
bye.
how Tyreek does. So
And they have Ethan
that's
as number
no
1.
issues.
Ethan is number 1 this week.
Definitely not putting Osborne in there.
I hate that.
Yeah. So just so you know, if you go on the sleeper app and look at it, the current week power rankings we do not use, and we use the rest of season rankings.
I like those a lot better.
And this was done in Wednesday, so obviously they do update, but we use them Wednesday when we submit our polls. Just to clear up some ranking stuff, people have been wondering.
They have.
Exactly.
Aaron, you now get to see the top 6 logos besides your own because everybody's been liking yours. Which one do you like?
I will say your mine is very well put together. Like it works, the orange and teal. Wow. But my favorite, honestly, seeing Chase's face edited onto anything just makes me laugh. So I gotta go with
Brand new logo this week too.
It is. Chase has been complaining.
Chase McNugget.
That is a Chase McNugget. I
What
do
type
love
of sauce
that.
goes with Chase? What do you think? What type of sauce goes with Chase McNugget?
Oh,
I think he's a barbecue guy.
No, you know what?
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
that's Szechuan sauce for the Rick and Morty thing. That's what Chase gets.
No, he's a mambo guy. He looks like a
He's a
mambo
mambo
guy.
guy? That's a good
Mambo.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
go. I'm gonna have to go as sweet and sour, like his feelings towards the
Hey.
New England Patriots.
That's true.
Chase is very sweet and very sour. So yeah, I can see that.
Now, I'm gonna say this. Doug got penalized very hard.
Very.
Now to be fair, most of it is from the points for and the sleeper power rankings.
Yeah, the 76ers last week did not help him at all.
Yeah, it did not help in the points for the sleeper power rankings have him outside the top 8. It does really drag him down in these, but you know, it's a big penalty, and honestly, I think most people saw his team losing last week to me. He had way too many buys. And I
You
pretty
said I
much
was
had
10 this week?
Hmm?
You said I was ranked last this week?
Yeah, this week you're considered the worst person for this week.
Yeah,
But in the
I
rest
think
of
when-
season rankings, you're worth like 9th or 10th.
I think when I looked, I think I'm either second or third in points allowed. So that's probably why they seem to like look at that part very heavily, even though it doesn't really matter when I've won 6 games. But
Yeah, they don't take record into it at all, which is how power ranking should be.
Yeah. So
it should. But
So Doug getting penalized very hard for the loss to me, even with all his players on a bye. I don't think anyone was shocked by that. Joe deservedly back up here.
Player.
Yeah, Joe deservedly
much
back
so.
up here, tied for the best record in the league. Points for is a bit down, but after that horrendous 4-week stretch of points.
Yeah, no, he had to bounce back. So Aaron, you got any hot takes for this top 6 here?
I can't say Chase is going to stay there long. 4 and 5 being in the top 6 this late in the year, I just don't see him staying there. I love you, buddy, but I don't think you stay up in the top 6 there for a while. Maybe next week you might be 6, but after that you're gonna be down.
Now I want to say this: Aaron's saying this, potentially knowing he's playing Chase this week.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
true.
Yeah. And I want to say
Two hot takes in one.
ever since Griff came on here and said Chase is the worst team, he's gonna fall. The Griff curse, man. He got the one negative unit for the guest. Chase's team has skyrocketed and pretty much been winning every game since.
Yep.
It's been tough. Chase used that as motivation. He's got that hanging in the locker room. It's like when Kirby Smart told Georgia players they'd win 6 games last year.
Yeah. I'm gonna do my hot take here. I actually think Josh drops out of the number 1 spot by next week. I don't know who fills it. It's either going to be Aaron or Joe who fills it. One of those 2 teams.
I'll be happy to fill it.
But yeah, give me Josh dropping out of the 1 spot.
Sorry, Josh.
I'm gonna give you my hot take here. My hot take is gonna be that unfortunately I'm gonna have to do this to you, Aaron. My hot take is
Actually predicted him to go to the first.
My hot take is Aaron's gonna fall to 5. I would say 6, but Ethan and Doug are playing each other, so you will not fall below the loser of that game.
So you think Chase is going to move up?
I think Aaron's got a tough matchup this week. He's playing Chase. Aaron's got Tyreek Hill on a bye. Chase Chase has Puka and AJ Brown. AJ Brown's a huge one, but his team, Chase has the depth to replace that. I don't know if Aaron's playing Wan'Dale Robinson instead of Tyreek Hill. Big difference in depth there.
They're both football players.
That is true. They are both football players, but I think Chase is gonna, spoiler alert for that, I think Chase is gonna come out the win here. So I think Chase will jump Aaron.
That's a very hot take.
Joe's got Adam this week, and T. Higgins has most likely not gonna play. Adam's already got Boyd in the lineup for that. That seems like a pretty good win for Joe, and then Ethan and Doug as well. One of them's got to win. And honestly, the other reason for that, Aaron, is the sleeper rankings really don't like you, and I don't know how they're going to like you if you lose this game.
That is true. That's a good point.
And especially with a win for either Doug or Ethan, I feel like it'll boost them in that sleeper ranking enough to put them above you. So I got Aaron falling to 5.
The people at the sleeper committee don't like me for some reason.
Yeah, sleeper has their own committee. Sleeper made their own committee.
I've spoken out before about the rankings. I don't know if they heard me and they didn't like it. But
you spoke out to us and you made it all the way to the top 6. Even had the 1 spot for a week. So
I even called
you got to reach out to them.
I even called it.
I think the beginning of the year I was most 8-10 in most people's rankings.
Dude, Ethan had you and Joe fucking down.
11 and 12.
I had y'all at 10 and 11.
Yeah, Ethan had himself at 12 though, so half of his entire bottom 3 is in the top 5 right now.
Hey, look, it happens.
Ethan had me at number 1. Just remember that. Remember that. Ethan had me at first.
Well, your team was number 1 until you scheduled yourself a terrible matchup every week.
That is true. I literally have the most point. Yeah, it's tragic.
All right, but with that, let's get into the games. We'll wrap this up. Give the people what they want.
Exactly. So, We got our look ahead, boys. And the first game we're going to look ahead to is a big one.
Oh,
So these projections have changed. It's now 110 to 99 in favor of Chase. So he is projected to win by 11.6 over Aaron.
Hey,
and
these start-sit averages are very close. I think
yeah, the
they're
start-sit
best of
averages are
three.
pretty close. The average points for is much. Chase has the most points for. Aaron, we're going to save you for last because it's your game. Ethan, who you got in this game? Kicks up.
Tyreek's out for Aaron. I think that's a huge loss. But Aaron, you can afford to lose this game. You'll be 6-4 afterwards. You'll be all right. If you end up losing, it's not a big deal. I got Chase in this one.
You guys already knew my prediction. I have Chase in this, and not only do I have Chase in this, give me low score of the week and Aaron. Give me low score in the week and Aaron. I think with Tyreek out, the team's gonna struggle. I think it's gonna look like when the Dolphins had to play that like fucking white dude last year, who I can't even remember the name of. Skylar Thompson, right?
Craycraft?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think
Quarterback.
Aaron's team is gonna look like that.
No.
I think that's how bad Aaron's team's gonna perform. I think Justin Tucker's gonna miss 2 field goals in a game this week. That's how bad I think the performance is gonna be.
Wow.
Oh, no.
And not only that,
That's my boy.
everyone thinks Josh Allen's going to bounce back. Absolutely fucking not. 3 interceptions, maybe a touchdown, a rushing one. Josh Allen's putting up a 13 against even the Broncos.
You're basically making it seem like Aaron's going to drop a 40 ball.
I think Aaron,
Josh Allen has a bad game every year like that, though.
Yeah, give me Aaron under 80 this week.
Oh, God.
And give me Chase only scoring like 110. I think Chase's projection is pretty average.
Aaron, go ahead and defend yourself.
Well, I don't think Lamar Jackson's gonna do that well again. Josh Jacobs might be
playing a tough defense.
Yeah,
Playing
Josh Jacobs
defense,
is playing a very tough defense.
So
now,
is Lamar.
the one place where I lack is running backs. I have James Cook and Devin Singletary in there right now. I do think this is going to be a very close game. I don't think I'm going to be scoring 80 points. I think it's going to be like a 115, 120 type of game in favor of me, of course.
Obviously.
I don't think that Stevenson's going to do that well again. I don't think that Hawkinson is going to do that well again. I don't think that Minnesota is going to let Hawkinson play that well.
All right.
I don't think Indy's going to put up. New England's not a very good road team, let alone a good team in general. So I think I win, but in a very close margin of victory.
Okay. Good job. Aaron's picking himself. No shocker. On to the second game, though. We've got me against John. John's projection is way off. It's back up to 93. My projection is actually, it's only 0.07 different. This is a close one. I'm going to save myself for last. Aaron, who you got, me or John? A lot of bye weeks.
Ooh, yeah, a lot of bye weeks. We're getting to that point in the year. You know what? I'm a big numbers guy. I'm looking at your average. I'm looking at his average. I got to go with Barb. I'm taking Barb. I think he's on a roll.
Keep the hot streak going.
I think he keeps it rolling. I think he wins out the season, to be honest. Until he plays me again.
I was about to say, unless you two bench your fucking teams, I don't know about that one, champ. All right, Ethan, who you got in this one?
Yeah, like I said before, John is the Steelers in this league. He shouldn't be 5-4, but he somehow is.
Pay me for that, John. Pay me.
I got Barb in this one. I think he keeps the hot streak alive, and he needs it. He really needs it, because if he drops one to John, he's still got Aaron and myself to play the rest of the year, and I don't know if he makes the playoffs. So
all I'm gonna say is this: I've got John in our closest game of the week, folks. Wow. John's projection, even at 93, doesn't factor in James Conner playing, which I think he will, which would push him above me. Our running back.
He's been out for like 5 weeks, though.
He's finally coming back. They finally activated him. James Conner and Joe Mixon wins the running back matchup. Gus Edwards been popping off for me lately. But Brian Robinson, I think. I've got Derek Carr playing, unfortunately. Hate that. Literally hate Derek Carr. Literally, David, give me Taysom Hill for the week. And Jamar Chase got a back problem, so it's a struggle. Things are looking not great for me. I got John in this one, and honestly, I got me and John putting up like 90 and like 80, like 7. It's a low scoring, grind him out Steelers game.
That's the John curse.
The John curse. I think I get bit by it.
What's our next game?
On to our next game. You've got Get Your Other Free win here, and Chase is gate. Now, the projections have changed. Joe is a 10-point favorite. I'm going to start us off here. No fucking questions asked. High score of the week's Joe. Give me Joe to win this by give me mid game of the week. Joe's going to win by 20.
Wow. No, I actually think this is going to surprisingly be the closest game. I think Joe pulls it out, but it's going to be a lot closer. I'm thinking less than a 5-point spread on this one, but I've got Joe.
I'm gonna have to agree with Barb. I think Joe blows him out the water. I think Joe really kicks it back into gear and starts blowing people out again.
Joe starts blowing people. Confirmed.
Don't put things or words in my mouth, Barb.
All right, boys. On to our next game. We got Colin and Josh. The projection here is actually up to 12 now, and I'm gonna say it now. Blowout of the week, 40+ point victory. Give me Josh.
Wow.
Bijan.
I
Bijan's
couldn't
terrible. Get rid of Bijan.
I couldn't agree more. Josh's team is going to blow Colin out. Colin, sorry, but your team has fallen. It's fallen very hard. It's fallen like Patrick Starr's home.
Damn. It's
like a rock.
Like a rock. Aaron, what about you? Do you have this not being a blowout?
I'm not gonna say quite a 40-point blowout. I think Josh gets a nice safe win, probably 20 some points. To me, that is a blowout. A close game to me is 5 to 10.
Honestly,
but,
anything under 18
but,
is a close game in our fucking league.
That's a good point.
Well, how much did those projections change, you say?
They are now it's a 12-point projection instead of the 10 you say.
Oh, favorite for Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah. My money's on Josh this week.
You know what? To be fair, Colin's projection should go up by about 8 with Etienne. So the projection's saying a lot closer. I'm just not feeling Colin's team.
Yeah, I like numbers, but with the league that we're in, they tend to look past those numbers. Yeah.
Our numbers lie.
Sleepers lie.
Sleepers always lie.
Sleepers lie. Yeah.
And then on to our next game. We got a big one. This is potentially for the 8th seed and the last.
Not game of the week.
Not game of the week.
This is a good game.
We got Matt and David. Matt's benched half his team. He's got half his. The entire team's been benched except for Justin Fields. Don't even know why he has Justin Fields in the lineup. So the projection is our biggest one. Yeah, David's a favorite by 108.24 points. And give me Matt in the upset. Give me upset of the week.
Something has me feeling he's going to have his team in there at some point.
Yeah, so Matt, unfortunately, will have his team in there, folks. I will be setting that lineup, which is why give me Matt an upset of the week in a close one. Not closest game of the week, but give me Matt to win 125 to 120, 120.
No,
120?
I don't agree with that at all. I think David wins this week. I think he wins pretty handily. Give me a 15 to 20 point win here for David. He's going to put up another 120 plus week, and Matt's going to put up 110 or less, if I'm being quite honest. So give me David in this one.
Aaron, what about you?
I'm going to have to say David also. Even though Matt's team is lacking a little bit of heart there, I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be like a Thursday night type of fantasy game, if you know what I mean. But I feel like I think David squeezed out a 10-point win there.
All right, and then on to our game of the week, folks. It's a big one. It's for the division lead in that side. It is Ethan and Doug. And Aaron, we're going to start with you here because Ethan's got to pick it after you. Ethan, as of now, 5.54 point favorite.
So those projections haven't changed.
They barely have changed. Ethan's gone up a bit, and Ethan's gone up a point. Doug's gone down 0.6.
Ooh. Okay. Who does Ethan have? Does he have anybody sitting this week?
Ethan only has Travis Kelce on the bench, and Doug has DeAndre Swift and Dallas Goedert on the bench. Although, yeah, those are his bench. Goddard's on the eye. Goddard's out. So,
buddy, I think this is a real, well, like you said, this is for the division. It's a do or die game for both of them, but it's more of a do or die game for Ethan. I think Ethan pulls that win off. I think he gets it. I really do. I think he goes to 5-5, and I think he
6
wins.
and 4.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm just
Ethan takes the L. What a win.
takes the loss and wins at the same
Thank you for
time.
Caleb
No,
Williams.
no, I think Ethan gets the win. I think it's going to be a very
Closest game of the week to you?
No, not closest game of the week, but I
Blowout
think it's
of
going
the
to be another 10, 15 point win for Ethan. But to me, 10 or 15 points is a pretty close game.
All right, man. Ethan, we're going to save you for last, Ethan. You know what?
Oh, no.
Give me Doug. Give me Doug in this game. Honestly, I almost want to change my closest game of the week to this game and my upset of the week to this game. But I'm picking Doug to win by less than 5. Not as close as my game with John, which will be like a 2-point game. I'm saying this like a 3-point game. I think where Ethan falls short this week is I don't know what I'm feeling. I don't know why. I feel like Amari's going to draft a disaster class for Ethan. It just won't, and it's going to cost him. And also Jared Goff.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
It's quarterback battle between you two. I want to point that out. Jared Goff against Justin Herbert.
I hate that I'm getting Doug with Kelsey out. I really do. With that being said, I am going to pick myself. And the reason being, I think my team is more complete, more rounded than his is. So yeah, I've got myself. And look, the loser's getting out of the top 6. It's going to be a tough one. So I need it. I need this one bad. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we are going to have to cut this off a little short. No real closeouts for anybody. But Aaron,
any last words?
No.
Very quick.
I think this is going to be a pretty good week of fantasy. I think there's going to be a lot of close games. I think there's going to be a lot of upsets also. I think we're going to see a lot of people pull out wins that we did not see coming. So be on the lookout.
Barb's got his bowling ball. We got to close
I've got my bowling ball. Time to leave. And
this has been LIV Fantasy Football Podcast, episode 11. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Aaron, for being on. And
My pleasure.
Hey, like the Twin Towers. There's 2 of them.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.